Oh, what's up everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot, and we're back to give you guys some player props and spreads for Friday, February 26th, end of the work week. But man, we still got some money to make. I have a good slate of games tonight as we've been kind of more or less even the past couple days. But I think tonight we'll turn around and we'll do really well. But as for my player props and spreads, if you are new here, we do a giveaway every single night where I will give $100 to every subscriber that we have if we get first place in NBA Daily Fantasy. Last night we were in the top 1,000 of 176,000. So we're getting close. Click that subscribe button, really helps us grow. We're almost at 500 subscribers. Might even pass that by the time you guys are watching this. But let's get into some player props and spreads for Friday. And I'm going to start first with one of my favorite players in the NBA and arguably one of the most underrated players. And that would be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, over 24.5 points tonight. He just dropped a career high, I believe 42 a couple nights ago, and man, I think he's going to keep it up. He's shooting it more, which that was always my critique for him, is that he never liked to shoot the ball. He was always more of a facilitator, but he's been playing really well. 27 points in 3 straight games. You know, he's being more aggressive, attacking the basket, and it's a matchup against the Hawks that should be very high scoring. And, you know, the Hawks aren't known for their defense. Trae Young will likely guard him, or Kevin Huerter, or Cam Reddish. I'm not scared of whoever is guarding him. I think he has a big game tonight, and he continues his campaign. Man, he's really good. He's the Thunder's best player and arguably really their only legit scoring threat. And I think he'll continue it up again tonight as they try to keep in this game against the Hawks. Moving on, I'm going to take Dennis Schroeder. He's finally back, over 16.5 points. Finally back from being on the health and safety protocols list. And when you look at what he was doing prior to being put on that list, and this was still some games with Anthony Davis, he had 19 plus points in 5 of 7 games. The 2 games he failed to hit that 19-point mark, which keep in mind, we only need 17 tonight, maybe 18 depending on if the bet goes up or not. But in the 2 games he did not hit this 19-point mark. He averaged around 24 minutes per game, which is way under his normal average. He's normally averaging above 35 plus, for almost 40 minutes a game. Tonight they're playing against the Blazers, who are a league worst against defending opposing point guards. And LeBron James will be so happy to see Schroeder out there. LeBron has been struggling. They haven't really had any legit scoring threats besides him. And I think Schroeder comes back in a big way against the Blazers and helps them keep in this game, because the Lakers have not looked good. The Blazers have been better than them all year. So, well, I guess in the last couple of games. So I'm taking Schroeder's over again tonight. And then my last player prop of the day, I'm going to go Steph Curry, over 29.5 points. There's some games where Steph easily goes out and drops 40, and, you know, he might not have hit this line too many times in the past couple games, but I'm just looking at the matchup, and it's against the Hornets. They have LaMelo, Scary Terry, Gordon Hayward. They don't really have a legit, like, perimeter defender that can stop Curry. They were supposed to play a couple nights ago. Well, Curry was supposed to play the Hornets a couple nights ago, but he was a late scratch. But this is against his dad's old team, and he always shows out. He's been shooting his career best against any team, 49% from 3 against the Hornets, and he's been firing them up. He shoots almost 15 a night some nights, and I think he's going to knock them down tonight in a relatively high-scoring game against the Hornets, and that's going to translate into my next pick, which will be my over-unders and spreads for tonight. I'm going to take the Hornets versus the Warriors over 232. This line could go up, could go down. I like the over tonight. These are kind of my leans for spreads, and I like the over. When you look at the last couple games for the Hornets, it's against the Suns and the Jazz, and they easily hit over 240 points. And now you're versus a Warriors team that plays one of the fastest paces in the league, and they're going to continue to fire up threes and fire up shots. And I think the Hornets will be able to score at will against the Warriors. So I'm going to take their over 232. These teams did match up a couple nights ago, and they barely combined for 200 points. But I understand if you're looking at that and you're like, well, they didn't do it. But Curry wasn't even active that game. They had no legit scoring. And that's going to translate to a much lower game than what you would expect. That's why I'm going with the over 232 plus Steph Curry's over 29.5 points. I think Curry gets 30 plus against the Hornets tonight. My last 2, I got 2 spreads that I'm kind of leaning towards. Jazz -6 versus the Heat. Sure, it's the game's in Miami, but man, if you've been watching the Jazz all year, I think they're 24-8 against the spread, but they are shooting so well from 3, and that's how they are blowing out teams, is that they just keep knocking down threes, whether it's Joe Ingles, Jordan Clarkson, Georges Niang, Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, all of them go crazy from three-pointer. The Jazz just became the first team to make 50 three-pointers across a 2-game span, first time in NBA history, which is also an interesting side tangent. There have been, I believe, 11 times this year where teams have hit 20-plus threes in 2 consecutive games. That had only happened prior to the season 11 times. So kind of a crazy statistic, but I'm going with the Jazz -6 versus the Heat tonight. And then my last spread of the night will be Raptors -7 versus the Rockets. The Rockets are terrible. They're 1-8 against the spread in their last game, and they are in the last 9 games and have lost 9 straight. You know, the Raptors are getting better. They're 6-4 in their past 10, but you know, they're doing much better, or 6-4 against the spread in their last 10. They're a much more well-rounded team, have a bunch of different scoring options, and Kyle Lowry will be back tonight. I don't think the Rockets can hang with them. 7 points, not enough. That is why I'm locking in the Raptors -7. But those will be my picks for tonight. Feel free to leave yours in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to give you my thoughts, or just let me know. Thanks for all the interaction recently. We've been having a lot of comments, and I appreciate all you guys. One of you even gave me a winning bet last night, so I really appreciate that. But be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Calling Our Shot. This has been Austin. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace out.